Good morning, Monday, September the 9th, folks. What an amazing NFL Sunday to kick off the season. There were some upsets, there were some great games, there were some sloppy games, but overall, just got to be happy that football is back, baby. We had some injuries, we had some just wild target shares. There's just so much that we could go into. Maybe I need to do a podcast of some sort. Let me know if that's something that interests any of you. Um, but as you know, our focus here is going to be making money on a sport we love to watch. And we do that through DFS sites like Underdog, Prizepicks, CHALKBOARD, Sleeper, all of which I had bets sprinkled on throughout. Going to be honest with you, had a lot of duds. Okay, that's just the way it goes. I had a bit too much exposure to too many plays. What I'm doing for now and moving forward is just going to be a bit more honed in, a bit more particular about the picks that I choose. So what that means for you is you're going to be getting the best picks for me each and every time, not just some shit thrown against the wall. So for Monday night, I'm looking to recoup some losses and just get on the right foot after week one. I want to have a good taste in my mouth leading week one. So we got the New York Jets and the San Francisco 49ers. Um, and my first pick is going to be Brees Hall over 27.5 receiving yards. This is a play that I sourced from the player prop shop. So remember, the thing about me, guys, is I'm not just gambling. I'm not just making picks up as I go. I'm looking at tools like the player prop shop that you're seeing here, where they give me write-ups about why this is a good pick. I'm also utilizing OddsJam, DailyGrind Fantasy, where it compares sportsbooks lines and tells me if it's a good line. Because that's the thing about these sites like PrizePicks, Underdog. They're fixed payouts. So if we can find plays that other sportsbooks have heavily favored, then we're getting a discount essentially. So Brees Hall over receiving yards. He averaged 36.5 last season. We know that he had some terrible quarterback play. He had some games where he was just a dump off monster. I think Aaron Rodgers really does value Brees as a weapon. He has Garrett and he has Brees. So when I think about Brees Hall receiving yards, I can see this in a good game script or bad. If they're behind and he's playing the catch up role, then that's even great. I can see them just throwing some early Texas routes, some wheel routes, out routes, and Brees breaking a tackle or two. Um, I love how they mentioned Aaron Jones last year when Aaron Rodgers and Aaron Jones were paired together. He used him as a weapon, and I think that's Brees, but Brees is better than Aaron Jones. So that's going to be my first play that I lock in. I'm here on Underdog. Prize Picks has just been being weird on my computer. It's not loading up for some reason. So I'm going to be ultimately playing this across the sites. Might mix and match a few. So Brees Hall over 27.5 receiving yards is my first play. Next up is about the only line for Aaron Rodgers that I like, and that's 22 completions over. So another one sourced from Player Prop Shop. I'm going to have to find it here. So return to the field. We know it is a tough defense, but that doesn't mean he can't nickel and dime. And I think whenever we're playing completions, we're looking for a quarterback that is getting the ball out quick, on time, getting it to the receivers, making the smart decision, which Aaron Rodgers is not in a position now with this Achilles that he can just be slinging all over yard, running, getting out of the pocket. I think he's going to be very methodical, dumping it off to Brees Hall, which we like, getting it out of his hands quick to Garrett Wilson, Conklin. I think we'll see a few strikes to Williams deep, but just not too much. So I think over completion is the way to go. And again, I think if they're winning, we can see him hit this line. If they're losing, then we can definitely see him trying to play catch up here. So I love lines that feel game script break, like you can play either side of it. So those are going to be my first two. Next up, I'm going to look at Debo under 4.5 catches. This is not a play sourced from Player Prop Shop, but this is from PFF. Going and looking at Debo receptions, they're projecting him for 4. Going over to Line Star, another data tool we're utilizing. I want to say that they project him for something like 3.5. So yeah, 3.6. So these are indicators that Debo is not going to be hitting 4.5, which 5. I think it's a given that he's going to get 1 or 2 screens. That's just kind of their game plan. But otherwise, I think we're looking at some end arounds for Debo. What I saw in the Super Bowl, and I don't know if everyone caught on to it, is that Debo was not able to separate from good defensive backs. And what do we know about the Jets? They have Sauce Gardner, and I cannot think of the kid on the other side, but he's also really good. So I think the secondary is going to be able to lock him down. I think that actually opens up the field a little bit for maybe Kittle, Ayuk. But for Debo, I'm going to take this under here just to kind of mix in some unders. Can't be scared to play some unders every now and then, especially when we're talking about two great defenses. We're looking at Garrett Wilson over 9.5 targets. This one's real cut and dry. We know Aaron Rodgers locks in on his number one receiver. So over on LineStar, Garrett Wilson is projected for 11 targets, 11.5 actually. So this is a line that if it's a good game script, if Garrett Wilson is not just getting doubled at the line every time, which probably won't happen, they'll maybe have some safety help, but we know he loves his slants. He's a great route runner. So we've seen that Aaron Rodgers trusts him. We know when someone has Aaron Rodgers' trust, they will get the ball. So 9.5 targets don't even have to be catches, just thrown in his vicinity. Next line I'm looking to take advantage of is Christian McCaffrey over 71.5 rushing yards. It's a great play. We all love Christian McCaffrey, I feel like. This is over 73.5, and we're getting at 71. So we're getting a little bit of a discount here. Achieved 75 or more in 7 of the 9 games at Levi Stadium, which we are at. We know the New York Jets have a formidable defense, but they struggled against the run. Honestly, they struggled against everything, it felt like, but they won 7 games somehow. They were one of the only 9 teams to allow over 2,100 rushing yards. Well, that sounds like we can take one of the best running backs in the league of our generation and flex a little bit. Got 2 more plays here. I'm not going to be maybe sharing these out to the Instagram, the TikToks of the world, so you're going to be getting these 2 picks exclusive. And that's going to be Brock Purdy over 0.5 interceptions. He's going to throw a pick, and that multiplier is a little bit higher, I think, on Prizepicks. So you can get a little bit more payout. But that's just something that I think he's going to throw a pick. This is a great defense, a great defensive line, which we saw what happened against the Chiefs. He struggled with that pressure coming internally, and I think he's going to get flustered. I think there's a pick, and we also know how picks work. Just some random crap can happen. So those are my game picks. I think I'm actually not going to share the Purdy interception and the Debo. All the other ones, everyone loves to bet more. So, and look, that line just moved. So sorry I got this video out too late to y'all, but take advantage now. I would take it all the way up to maybe 75.5. Otherwise, I would just look to a different category for CMC. All right, let's make some money today. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do drop a like, drop a comment. If you want all of my free plays sent directly to your phone, you can sign up for my Winnable. If you're not familiar, it's just a site that I plug all my plays into, and it allows you just to get them sent to your phone or email. If you are not familiar with any of these apps that I was referring to, Sleeper, you can get up to $100 deposit bonus. Chalkboard as well. Prizepicks, if you're not on there already, feels like everyone is by now, but these apps are all available to you. I have the links, so if you want to kind of make some free money, free bets with the deposit bonuses they give you, lock it in. Use the code DADDY. Otherwise, guys, I will see you on the next one. Looking forward to making some money back for us tonight. Have a good one.